Every time I come out here to work on clearing this area out and getting it ready for the mountains, I find more of these frogs who, well, they escaped back in the days when I didn't know much about frogs. And every day, I hope I will see Frabella again. And yet, just these unnamed, temperate frogs. I miss your wife every day, Frogatha. Hiya, strangers. Welcome back to Ghost Town SMP. The SMP where I am all alone. And have been for a very, very long time. Last episode, we worked on a very fun and spooky build. We went out past the farthest reaches of town to build an imposing building that's been abandoned for a long time. And it turned out really well. And it really adds to the spooky factor around here, which is good for Halloween. I said last week I didn't want to do too many just big spooky builds that I would be leaving around past Halloween, because I didn't want to make the entire area spooky. However, I do think there is one more spooky build in order, something that can stick around long term. And that is over here. See, we did a lot of work on this area way back over a year ago when we first started things. This whole area got terraformed, we added this retaining wall in, we got everything looking nice and neat, but this area over here is still really plain. This hill next to it is just kind of And so what better thing to add out here than a spooky cove? What if there's just a little cave with water in, and maybe there are some drowned in there? Maybe there's, I don't even know what. It's just spooky and out of the way, so it's not necessarily adding to the spook factor of the entire base, but, just a little spot where there's a little bit more creepiness happening. So, that's going to be the plan today, is adding a spooky little cave right there. So honestly, we might as well just head right into it and start the time lapse. Messed up a little bit. I don't know what it was doing, but the creepy cove is going pretty well so far. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do, which is being something that looks interesting from over here when we're looking at this way. Now, if we come over here, lots of dripstone, and it even impedes the entrance. This is kind of the only way into here, is a 1 block wide section with, dripstone directly above your head. That's not terrifying. But then you come in here and there's more dripstone and there's some glowberry vines around. That's the primary lighting source in here. And look, here's our friend Captain Cove. We need one more drowned fur in here, but apparently drowned don't spawn in this oceany bit. I don't really understand why. But they haven't been spawning here, so how I got Captain Cove over here was convincing a zombie to follow me, so I have to go find another zombie, which it is the perfect time to do so, but let's finish showing off this first. Obviously, we've got a bit of a barrier up here. This is primarily to keep Captain Cove and his friend, when I get him one, in the water. There's not actually a way for them to get out when it's night and start bothering people out here. They are stuck in here. But the benefit of it being out of trapdoors is if you fall in, you can just flick one down and get yourself out, and then flick it back up behind you. The cave continues up this way a bit. I don't really know what I'm going to do up here, but we've got a big open space up here to do something with. It's very dark and menacing, and also very close to the surface. We can't actually go any higher up than we've already gone, because if we break this block, there's open air. So we've definitely run into space constraints with this, with how close to the surface we did it, but it's okay. Then we can follow this path along here, and it brings us over to where this really tiny little, like, dock is. I imagine that at one point this was a pirate hideout of some level, and Captain Cove had a ship out here. This is where he would hide away. Obviously this dripstone has covered over the entrance and made it much more treacherous. And, well, I mean, a great fate can't have befallen the pirate crew if Captain Cove is here, undead. Anyway, there's one last direction to go above water, and that is down this little tunnel, and it goes all the way down into this really dark little room here, which I also haven't figured out how I'm decorating, but we have the space to decorate. Now, with that said, it is probably time to go ahead and get a friend for Captain Cove, so we're going to do that real quick, and then we can think about decorating. So our best bet is going to be running into the woods over here, because I haven't completely torched up the place. That is a creeper. We do not want you. We already have a creeper in captivity, thanks. There you are. Hello, zombie. Follow me, please. Oh, there we go. Now you're in the water. Ow. Just give you a name tag. And there we go. Now we wait. Oh. Well, we already filled our quota. Thanks, guys. So glad for the interest, but, no. There we go. Oh, there's a child over there. I don't like children. Go away. Okay, so now we have 2 people living here. Perfect. Which now means we need to figure out decorating. Should we have decorated more before putting the drowned in here that are going to be wanting to kill me the entire time we're working? Probably. However, I think it's more fun to have these guys hanging around. So, now we just gotta figure out how we're decorating this place. So we're going a little simplistic on the decorating front. It just kind of makes sense with how this space is and the idea that it's, again, it used to be something. It's not really something anymore, is the whole idea here. It was something when Captain Cove was alive, but, yeah, that's been a while, hasn't it, buddy? Any good pirate would stockpile food. I wouldn't recommend eating these. They've been here for a long time. And a buried treasure map, of course, for pirates. Skulls on display of their enemies. A chipped anvil. But that's kind of, like, this is supposed to give the vibe of it was the main area. Of, this is where they would make plans and bunker down to hide out while things happened. This is where they hid. Whereas the little area down here, again, more skulls of the enemies as necessary. But this, I mean, this was a pirate's hiding place. Of course there was going to be a treasure stash. And this is the treasure stash. I've hidden it behind chains of they tried desperately to keep people from getting into here. I can get in. But actually, fun fact, I do have to break the chains to get myself back out, so we won't be going in for a close-up look, but You get the idea. There's copper, there's iron, there's gold, there's diamond, all sorts. It is a very impressive haul. Now, one other thing I want to do is I want to see if either of these two... Where are these two boys? Oh, there you are. Okay. I want to see if either of them will pick up armor, because I'd love to give them some fancy looking armor. So first I'm going to make armor that I want them to have, and then throw it in the water and see if they pick it up. I have to temper making something that's too fancy with making something that looks cool on them in the water. So, it's been so long since we did an armor trim segment. Okay, we've got a fancy tunic. Let's see about giving this to... He is not picking up the tunic. Well, that's sad. I wanted to give you guys fancy outfits. Okay, well, I'm just going to make a single set of fancy armor and put it up here for the idea that they did have fancy armor. They had fancy outfits, and the only surviving one is on display. That makes sense, right? Okay, outfit made. Now let's go put it in the cave. It looks quite good, but it is missing something. I think we do need to put a head on it. There we go. Well, I'm gonna call this done for now. We may do some more brainstorming on what else we could put up in this corner to make it feel a little bit more like an abandoned meeting area for pirates. But for now, we do have a lot of terraforming to get done still. We, as always, need to get work done on the mountain range. So, let's go ahead and do that. The base layering of the deep slate now goes all the way around. So it hasn't made a big impact on how it looks overall, because it seems very small work. Obviously we need to go around the edges on a lot of these areas and like build up a little more, cover up these dirt spots, whether that's replace the dirt or just build up more spots in front of it. But for the most part, now, any direction you walk up to it, it's, oh, we are met with a mountain. There's a mountain in our way. It's one of the biggest things I've taken on, probably ever, and it is taking so many materials. I have run out of deep slate in this process. That's... The amount of shulker boxes of deep slate that I had in my storage room when I started this, and now I've run out of deep slate and had to go start mining more. That's insane. I knew this was going to be a big project. I did not conceptualize how many blocks it was going to take to do such a big project. I'm beginning to conceptualize it now, though. Yeah, it's a big project. But that means we've got a lot of progress done on the mountains. We've got our creepy little cave over here with its inhabitants, in theory. Where are you two? Oh, there you are. Hi, boys. Unfortunately, not wearing any cool outfits, but... Wow. You just hopped right on up there. Okay. Oh, now you're doing a little dance! But yeah, all the various creepy stuff we've been getting done for the Halloween season, it warms my heart to have such creepy, spooky things happening. I believe this is where I'm going to end this week's episode. We've gotten a lot of fun stuff done. I want to thank you all, as always, for keeping me company in this ghost town. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be live on Twitch this weekend, actually. On Sunday at 7, I will be live on Twitch. It's just twitch.tv/spacepipit, but I'll also leave the link in the description. If y'all want to come, it's going to be a fun little event. But yeah, I will catch y'all later.